So welcome to the next in our online messages brought to you by the friends at Center Church in Lynnfield, Massachusetts. This is Reverend Tom Bentley, the pastor, hoping that these messages can help you in your journey of life. If you'd like to know more about Center Congregational Church and its ministry, there'll be some information for you at the end of this video. So thanks for spending time with us. So grace and peace to you from our friend Jesus. Recently, I was listening to an interview with a writer, Steve Almond, and he's just written this book to help other writers. It's entitled, Truth is the Arrow and Mercy is the Bow. It's a long title, and he explained it that it's a do-it-yourself manual for writers who want to pursue their creative effort. And it's especially helpful, his counseling, when writer's block comes along. Because what Almond says is, take that trajectory of truth and go as deep as you can until you find suffering. Suffering in your own life or suffering in the characters that you're seeking to understand and create. And only when you discover all of that and you can live into mercy for all of that, including mercy for yourself, then the vitality of your writing will come alive. That's good counsel for our lives too, not just if we're writers, but in anything that we do. This trajectory of truth heading towards the suffering that we find in the world. Because if we can understand in mutuality that suffering, we'll undoubtedly find record and experience in our own life of pain and trauma and difficulty. And when mercy is provided and given, then there's miracle of healing and great things commence. Jesus was with his disciples, and he was particularly annoyed one day when they were trying to patent his grace. Somebody was casting out demons in his name, and he had something to say about that. Let's take a look at that in the Gospel of Mark. John spoke up. Teacher, we saw a man using your name to expel demons, and we stopped him because he wasn't in our group. Jesus wasn't pleased. Don't stop him. No one can use my name to do something good and powerful and in the next breath slam me. If he's not an enemy, he's an ally. Why, anyone by just giving you a cup of water in my name is on our side. Count on it that God will notice. Truth is our universal core. We seek it out in facts and information, but also in our attempt to navigate the challenges of being human beings. Well, we suffer, we die even. Of course we do. Everyone does. And on the way in that trajectory, we see the pain around us. What do we do about it? We bend towards the truth, and into the truth we will find at its terminus mercy, where it intersects with other human beings and our own lives. Truth is universal. The psalmist in the 19th Psalm says, the heavens are telling the glory of God, and the firmament proclaims his handiwork. Day to day pours forth speech, and night to night declares knowledge. There is no speech, nor are there words. Their voice is not heard, yet their voice goes out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. Truth is wordless, ultimately. It's known in compassion. That's the message, and it's difficult to follow that because we like to see truth as a matter of our own property. The church is egregiously guilty of this all the time. Something powerful is happening right now across the way of our human family. The church is in significant decline. And every leader, including myself, we raise our hands and we say, what are we going to do about this? What's happening? Why don't people want to engage a faith community? I think it has to do with the fact that grace has gotten out, and the good news is out in the world and can be lived through all sorts of mediums, not just through the Christian orthodoxy that we seem to rely on in a faith community that's calling itself Christian. Towards the very end of that interview with Steve Almond, to make a point, in the last minute of the interview, he began to reference the mercy and suffering of Jesus. I get a sense he doesn't attend church. He might not even be Christian, but he understands the truth of Jesus' love and Jesus' willingness to go there and suffer with people, knowing that that's where healing and truth happens. We're invited to do the same without this idea that we have some sort of monopoly on love itself, on truth, on propriety, on what to do about all the questions of life. We Christians can be somewhat haughty even when we don't know we're doing that. Alan Watts was one of my teachers in the late 60s, at least with his books. And he said something in one of his books he wrote. He said that it's sad what's happened to the Bible. If only it could be lost or put away for 100 years and rediscovered, then its truth would live again. That's what's happening, I think. The Bible is being put away, discarded even by some. But grace remains, and truth and forgiveness continues. And the insight that we can learn from granting mercy one to the other is the kind of insight where we can understand ourselves even more deeply. So that's the message. Be brave. Don't count the people in the church pews. Don't look at your family and wonder why they don't participate with the Christian community. And indeed, if you don't, that's okay. Because my guess is somehow you know what I'm talking about when I speak of mercy. Just think of God, especially through the life of Jesus, as unconditional mercy. We don't have to earn it. It just waits for us when we want to go there. But when we want to go there, we'll have to deal with our own pain and suffering in the process. Let's just remember that God's love, the universal love that made us who we are as creatures and continues to sustain us, that love ultimately through Jesus can redeem us or through some other means, regardless of your theology. Peace and best wishes. Thank you. Goodbye. So thank you for spending time with us. If you'd like to know more about Center Congregational Church, you can go online at center-church.org. And of course, we'd always love to hear from you. You can call us at the phone number above or contact us through the email address above. So again, thanks for spending time with us. Goodbye.